What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. We gotta start with the biggest story that there is, and that is obviously the fallout that happened at Smackdown on October 22nd. So we could do like a quick Smackdown recap after we talk about what happened here, because the main event segment had Charlotte and Becky Lynch swapping the belts, which is dumb in the first place. And just because the Street Profits and the New Day did it, it was dumb when they did that, because they add like an extra reign on there for those swapping the belts, which is stupid. But the second was supposed to be Charlotte and Becky switching the belts, and I think Becky was supposed to, when Charlotte gave Becky the belt, Becky was going to be like temporarily Becky 2 belts. Well, Charlotte claimed that she didn't want to go out there and look weak. So what did Charlotte do? Charlotte dropped, act like she was going, like, took the belt from Becky and like do it on the ground. So Becky got mad and threw her title at Charlotte's chest. And then all of a sudden, they try to bring Sasha Banks out, and to set up the next program after Survivor Series, and the whole shit just sucked. The whole shit sucked. And then there's reports that backstage, they were arguing. They didn't come to no physical blows, but they were arguing, and then to the point where Becky Lynch had a dark match, and then Charlotte had to be escorted outside by security. This is dead serious about what happened. Now, because Rampage, Andrade, her fiance, was going up against Pac, which was an excellent matchup, and he put out a tweet saying that he said, "Fuck WWE," and I'm sitting there thinking like, well, it's because he just had a damn good match. WWE would not let him have any good matches, which he did have good matches in WWE, just on the NXT brand. But and with Rey Mysterio, I was like, he had good matches. So I was like, where's this coming from? And then I hear the stuff about the Charlotte thing, and that's where I was like, oh, that's probably where it had it. So before I get into detail or how we could have fixed this whole fucking problem, how you feel about this? Because you're the one who first texted me about this.
I mean, look, I think it's stupid to begin with. Because Charlotte talked about, I don't want to look weak. How would you look weak if you gave her the belt? She just said, yeah, I'm making 2 belts, and they gave you the belt. I didn't understand that part, but apparently Charlotte has isolated herself from the locker room. So like, all right, so I'm gonna just try to go over a quick timeline. Apparently, before they went out there, Charlotte didn't talk to Vince. So she hasn't talked to Vince about the segment or whatever, just out there and did. And what happened.
Uh-huh. Well, I know that there have been some reports that Charlotte, the people that don't get along with Charlotte, who don't want to work with Charlotte, and they're making it seem like it's every single woman backstage.
Yeah, no, they were saying like it was like almost her versus the locker room in a sense.
And I mean, and then there's also some reports of saying that Charlotte does these things, and she knows she won't get punched with because the locker room is already spread thin as it is. And to have Charlotte, I
was gonna say, somebody said that when Becky stood up to her, that a lot of people in the locker room was like saying like, yeah, because I guess Charlotte, does that to everybody. And honestly, I just think for Charlotte Diaz's life, so she might be trying to leave. That's what I think it is.
You know, honestly, I don't.
But Charlotte, D is life apparently because she posts pictures with Andrade almost every day, and Andrade be in like an AEW hat and like a FWB t-shirt on, and she still be taking a picture and posting it.
Oh,
like,
she be trying to. She trying to get the fuck out of there.
But it's like, I'm just saying now, if they let her go, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I don't know. It's a problem. So yeah, but I mean, really though, just let's be serious. Let's get serious. Jermaine Jackson. If she just say if they were to do something about her attitude, right?
Yeah.
She would probably just do more stuff to leave. Like if they do something to make her look weak or whatever, I don't think she would. I think she would like go off script. That's what I think. Like I really think she really actively trying to leave. Like I think she gonna go off script if she don't want to do what they want her to do or whatever.
Yeah. Well, see, it's a lot of things. Here's the thing. I am of the believer that first of all, the belt swap shouldn't be a thing. It never should be a thing. Roman Reigns would never swap his belt with the other champion on the show.
Face Roman Reigns would have did it.
Yeah,
you know what, man?
If champions. If the draft happened back when Rock and Austin was hot, right? Stone Cold's not swapping his belt.
You know what? I think he would have did it, but he would have gave him a stunner. Like he would like, you want this piece of trash here? You take it, stunner.
Yeah, but not to swap. But not to swap the championships like that. I'm just saying because it does not do any good for the champions at all. Now,
yeah.
Now Becky tried to defend herself because she didn't want to make her character look stupid neither. Because this is how this all could have been avoided. Because
they could have just even before they did the match, whatever. You could have just said, "Look, management." They could have had like Adam Pearce or something to be able to just say, "Hand over the title." They could have did it that way rather than them.
They shouldn't even got this point in the first place. Because this is what they could have did. Because apparently reports have come from now. According to some reports by Alex McCarthy of TalkSport, was saying that Charlotte is a big fan of Bianca Belair. And she wanted to put Bianca Belair over and let her win the championship. Because this is what she could have did. Bianca Belair could have, when they had that match on Raw, they had a good match. The finish sucked, but they had a good match. You could have had Bianca win the Raw championship right there. Then you could have had Sasha Banks win the SmackDown championship at Crown Jewel in a triple threat match. Then right then and there, at Survivor Series, as we're doing Raw versus SmackDown, now you've got the rematch between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair that we never got from SummerSlam.
You know, to me, it sounds like Charlotte is trying to be Bret. I'm not losing in America, brother.
Yeah, probably in a way. But I'm saying, but that's how you could avoid this whole situation. But they were adamant. They were adamant on keeping these belts on these women. So why? We can have another Charlotte versus Becky match at Survivor Series? Look, don't get me wrong. Charlotte and Becky have had great matches, and I know they have not fought against each other in over 2 years. But still, I have still seen Becky versus Charlotte more so instead of the fresher matchup of Sasha and Bianca. Sasha and Bianca only went at it literally on pay-per-view one time. And then they had that throwaway SmackDown match.
Yeah, they did.
But for what happened, like, how in the hell is now maybe now since Survivor Series is coming up, they probably were like, well, let's hurry up and take the belt off Becky, have Bianca win, and let's take the belt off Charlotte, have Sasha win. But why would they? But you still booked yourself into a hole. All this stuff right here that is claiming is their own doing. WWE books themselves into the corner, and they don't know how to get themselves out of the corner. They do this shit all the time. It's not just with the whole Becky and Charlotte thing, but it's with things with Goldberg or things with Bobby Lashley, like such as the Hurt Business thing. Y'all heard me rant and rave and complain about the Hurt Business all the damn time, but y'all already know they booked themselves into a corner by breaking up the group in the first place, and now coming later on in the year, y'all realize y'all needed the group. And now y'all just do it back together. It makes no sense. But when it comes to the bigger picture, when it comes to the Charlotte and Becky thing, it's like, I don't want to swap belts. It's stupid to swap belts. First of all, there shouldn't be two champions. In the draft, it should be if the roster or how they're using them is spread so thin, you don't need two different storylines. You need one champion. One champion could go across both shows. That's what the Undisputed Champion was back when the first draft happened. One champion. One tag team champion. One women's champion. If y'all want to keep Intercontinental and United States, fine. But still, just one champion. But they didn't want to do that. They want to keep doing this draft thing. Well, now since you got the Raw title, you got the Smackdown title, you got all this kind of stuff, it's just like... Because now since you put the brand names on them now, you can't switch them. Because remember back in the day, it was, alright, you had the women's title, you had the Divas title. Or you had the WWE Championship, and then you had the World Heavyweight Championship. Or then you had... you had the Intercontinental or the United States, or you had the WWE Tag Team Championships, or you had the World Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Remember those days?
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's like the ruthless.
Different name.
Yeah, it was the ruthless aggression era. Remember? So that means if somebody got drafted to that show, they didn't need to do no belt swap because they could just sit there with that belt. For instance, John Cena was the WWE champion. He got drafted to Raw. Batista was the World Heavyweight Champion. He got drafted to SmackDown. So that means the World Heavyweight Champion is now on SmackDown. That's the belt they go for. And the WWE Champion is on Raw. That's the belt they go for. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all that was needed. But
all was needed to just put the person that got the belt on the show. Like,
say what?
They could have simply just put the person with the belt on the show.
That too, but now since they labeled them the Raw or the SmackDown belts and they had to put the colors on them, which is stupid. You take away now. Those belts got to be on those shows, and y'all want to call y'all like y'all don't think ahead. There's no long-term booking here. The only long-term booking thing in this whole company is the Roman Reigns thing.
Is it really?
The Roman Reigns in the Bloodline story, because obviously he's not done with Brock yet. That's the only thing that's going to be long-term booking on the show. Other than that, this so I'm not mad at Becky, and I don't like Charlotte's attitude. I am a Charlotte fan. But I don't like Charlotte's attitude, but I don't want to swap the belt neither. And the way you're telling me of what you see on Twitter and stuff like that maybe she is out there trying to get fired or trying to get released or trying to get suspended. But guess what? Charlotte's not going anywhere. Charlotte got years on her contract. Charlotte is a superstar in that company. Vince and them are not letting her go anywhere because they already know. They're not dumb. If you let Charlotte go, Charlotte going over to AEW, that just boosts their division and everything else over there. I
was gonna say, even if she gets out too out of control, not following the script or nothing.
Charlotte, but look, for the past couple of weeks, Charlotte hasn't been following the script. She got into that fight with Nia Jax a couple of weeks ago. that little shoe fighter that it was having, and I don't know who started it, but you know what I'm saying. But like Charlotte looks like she looks checked out. She looks checked out. Like I said,
trying his life.
Like I said, I've been a fan of Charlotte. Like I said, and I know a lot of people not a fan. I know I'm in the minority with that. But watching her, like this year, and I think after the Rhea Ripley feud, like she don't look like she looks like Kevin Owens. Like they're there, but they're not there. And like I said, I don't know.
Is it as worse as EC3 when he was coming out?
What you mean? You mean like look at checked out?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that bad because of the difference is EC3 knew that he fucked up. He knew that he went to a company where he fucked up. Charlotte knows that Charlotte got pulled over there. If Charlotte was so like Vince McMahon would probably almost kiss Charlotte's ass because she's Charlotte. Now once again, you ain't gonna do but so much dumb shit. But if there's something that Charlotte wants or whatever the case may be, then Charlotte probably gonna get it. But EC3's thing was he knew that he wasn't gonna be able to get his contract until he was released or whatever the case may be. So he just knew that there was nothing that he can do. He wasn't a favorite. They played favoritism in that company, and he was not a favorite. And as much as Charlotte maybe want to stick up, and her and Becky may have, which me personally, now you got this powder keg. Obviously, Charlotte already said that her and Becky relationship has been strained ever since Becky called her plastic. A couple was it back 2018 about when she missed some time to get a boob job, and Charlotte was not happy with that comment. So her and Becky's relationship have been strained over there. So you mean to tell me y'all going to build for a Survivor Series matchup between these two? Why would you do that?
I mean, Becky wasn't lying.
So what?
Becky wasn't lying.
Becky ain't gotta be. I know she's not lying, but Charlotte probably takes things very personally. And if that's what we
that's like, but it's like, yeah, you're right.
And if that's supposed to be her friend, like her true friend, why would you take that shot? Kind of like when Bret Hart did, like when Shawn Michaels took that Sunny Days comment or their promo and took that shot at him, and he's like, "Yo, man, don't do that. You messed up my home life." Why would you even do that? It pissed them off, and I get it. Because like she's entitled to look. Because look, we already know Charlotte looked completely different than when Charlotte first came up. Charlotte in NXT, or even Ashley from WrestleMania 24 in 2008 looks completely different than she does now. Yes or no?
Oh yeah, completely.
Yes, she looks completely different.
Charlotte, when she won the Divas Championship, looks different.
Exactly. So Charlotte got some work done. So it's all right. And obviously, Charlotte going to do the Michael Jackson thing. She don't want like her dad.
Her name.
What you say?
Well, all right then.
Am I lying?
I don't know if it was that. I don't know. If that's the case, she got more surgeries to go then.
I would say, but everybody said because
everybody
was saying how
looked just like the man.
Everybody was talking about how much she liked Flair and how she wasn't pretty and stuff like that, and she probably got tired of hearing that shit. So she went off and to do something to make herself look good, to not look like her dad, or people to remind her that they wanted to see her look like Charlotte. Whatever the case may be, that's her personal life. I'm not gonna get into her personal life. When it comes to business, the right thing to do would have been to drop the belt to Bianca. Then Becky dropped the belt. Especially since they scheduled it. I can understand if they didn't schedule it, but they scheduled to have the match. So exactly, you could have beat Bianca. That could have put Bianca over even more because she beat Charlotte, of all things. And then now, because now, what are you going to do? You're going to just throw Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair on a pointless Survivor Series women's team? Why would you do that? Especially when people want to see the rematch. People are still high on Bianca Belair. People love Sasha Banks and to the point where they transcended the race thing. If you get what I'm saying. You still there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like to the point where it's like, okay, they are really enjoying the work that Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair are putting in. It just so happened they just so happen to be black women, but they are really enjoying the work that they do. So why not keep it going? And they only had one match. They had that little throwaway thing on SmackDown, which I don't even really count. And the rest has been tag team stuff, but they've only went at it one time. What do you think the better match would be? Bianca and Sasha or Becky and Charlotte, which we've seen already?
I think with a good storyline, Charlotte and Becky can be good, but I think every time, no matter what, Sasha and Bianca can be good.
But here's the thing. You got, 4 weeks of Survivor Series? Mm-hmm. What story are they going to come up with now, unless they want to work themselves into a shoot about what's going on backstage and then turn that into...
Well, you know they like to do that.
I mean, they can, but it's like,
this man, she done took his, took a boyfriend, or took his girl, and then they made it into a real life story.
Honestly, if this is the case, I won't be surprised if they try to force, because see now it's like Bianca gotta like, when is Bianca going to get her receipt on what Becky did to her at SummerSlam?
Will she get one?
Exactly. That's my thing.
It's gonna be like when Kofi got his receipt on Brock, which was a trouble in paradise, and that's it.
Yeah, which it should have been. He should have. I still say this all the time. He should have been the one to be. He should have been a Ricochet spot. Remember, Ricochet was the reason why Brock got eliminated in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
that should have been Kofi's spot. At least, that would have been Kofi's receipt by eliminating Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble. But they didn't do anything with that. They didn't do anything with that. And that shit sucks. That shit.
Just real quick off topic. Why didn't they make the Rumble for the title? Since Brock was in it that year.
Was he the champion?
Yes. That was a part of it. He said, I'm the champion, I'm going to come out first, and I'm going to beat everybody in this match. That's why he was destroying everybody.
Oh, you know what? I don't know. Sorry, just a random question.
No,
I don't know. I mean, it was a good Royal, but
probably because Brock came out first. It was like, he's not going to go through all 30.
No, yeah, he's not. He would definitely lost the championship. But that first 15 though was great.
All right, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So, what do you think the outcome of this is going to be?
I think it's going to end with Charlotte either taking some time off, or Charlotte.
Well, if she won't take time off, that means she's going to have to leave and drop the belt anyway.
Well, I'm saying she might. I don't know. Knowing Charlotte, she might even try to do it the Brett way too. She might be like, I'm not losing in America, so when we go to UK, then I'm going to lose it. But Charlotte, we don't go to UK until July. Well, that's when I'm losing it.
but look, I doubt you know the Bret Hart thing.
They're gonna do the Brock Lesnar thing. She gonna beat everybody up. Well, Charlotte is indefinitely suspended, so we're gonna have a tournament to determine the champ.